All right, it is time for the Disc Golf Valley Daily Challenge. February 17th, 2025, we'll be playing Windswept, Highlanders, and Harrowing Woods. Minus 11 for Diamond. Let's see if we can do it on our first time through. We'll play it one time through only. Windswept 7, I go roller with my throw-in fuse. Forehand, don't slide left or right. Put the bottom chevron about even with the bottom of this tree, but out here at the edge of this shadow. And then just give it a full pull to the right. And that is relatively foolproof. And then depending on the wind, you'll have anywhere from 30 to 60 feet. Under the band for this 3-head wind from 44 feet. Next windswept is number 8. Usually go glide fuse here. That is going to be plenty of disc with that big tailwind. I think I'm going to go just standard throw-in fuse. Aim way over here to the right where the shore is closer and give it a little anhyzer. We're just trying to play safe here. If you run this with that 4 tailwind, you are going to go way past on this slippery green and have a long comebacker into a 4 wind, which I did not want to deal with today. And hole 6, I do a glide musket. Forehand when the wind is from this direction, slide left. I don't really have an aim point up here. I just kind of go by feel, put it up here, and let it go around the hill and end up anywhere near the hole. That will do. That gets us through windswept. Next up, we have Highlanders, and this is Highlanders 5 with a favorable wind helping us. I slide left, go with that skip rive. I'm going to move right a little bit because that wind will hyzer us out. So I'm going to throw this straight or maybe even a little bit of anhyzer. Oh no, my finger must have hit that. Let me hit rethrow. That's unfortunate. I didn't think I touched the screen. That was weird. But I must have barely brushed the screen. All right, well, that kind of throws Diamond out the window with an extra 2 strokes on there. But we'll see what we can do anyway. All right, I'm going to go under the band and a little left because of that wind. Normally about 20 feet extra here. Not going to go quite 20 feet extra. How about there? That sounds good. Oh no, I needed the full 20 feet extra. Yeah, I suppose into the wind. That makes sense. I was just afraid of it lifting it so much here. So bogey instead of a birdie because of the random finger touching the screen. Here I go glide musket on hole 4 at Highlanders and forehand, and then just give it a little bit of hyzer to keep it away from that bridge. Anywhere over here is great. And then, sapphire, glide musket, sticky musket, whatever, just depending on the distance. 352 with a tailwind we can make with a sticky musket. So I'll go with the minimum it takes to get there and hope we don't get any crazy ground play, which we almost did. All right. And then finishing Highlanders on number 7. Slide right, glide musket. About over here. Second chevron about even with the basket. And chevron's about on the kind of the right side of the green. And that throws it into the near corner of the hill, which is about right where I want to be, just to avoid anything crazy. All right, aiming a little higher because of the uphill and throwing with a little bit more power. All right. Harrowing number 6. I go Sapphire and I don't move the aim at all. And then I give it some Anheuser, depending on the amount of wind. Oh, don't hit that phantom branch in there. That's good. There is one branch inside that sort of willow tree that will knock you right into the water, so you have to be careful of getting too much Anheuser on that tee shot. But you definitely want to be right of that stump when you're coming into the green, or else you might get some funky ground play into the water. Make the 70-footer there for the eagle. That was one of our expected eagles. So is this hole 6? It is hole 6. Here I go skip rive, slide right, bottom chevron, just to the right of this trunk and just above it a little bit. And then with this wind, we're going to go about here, short of full hyzer, and let it skip through the gap. That is how that's supposed to work. It doesn't always work that way, but that's the plan going in. And then finally finishing up on hole 3. Shall we go for go for an ace here? I don't really have an ace line. At one point I was throwing like a sticky rive, just lobbing it into the hole. Is that going to get left enough? It is not, and it was a little short. I usually just throw a Explorer under that, but since I'd already blown my diamond for the day, thought we'd give it a silly run. So there you go. Would have been a diamond minus 11, but we had the finger slip, so we'll have to settle for minus 9 on our first time through and our one time through only. Hope you didn't have the bad luck that I had, but let me know in the comments how you shot, and we'll see you tomorrow.